recording.
I know.
Let's get it.
So you know they're watching us, right? All right.
Oh yeah.
What am I watching?
They've been watching us. What you talking about?
I know because they can't get enough of us, yo. Right. Really.
Can I start this pod off? Go ahead, do your little community coalition show.
Oh, you sure? I thought you wanted to do it. You want to do it?
Well, I don't really know the rundown. I was just gonna be like community coalition show. You know, we back at it again. So anyway, I was gonna ask y'all how was y'all Mother's Day? Boom.
Boom. All right, Mother's Day. I mean, for me, it was chill.
Yeah, it was great.
Lex ain't want to do too much. She just wanted peace. That was her. That was like her wish. You know, she just wanted to chill. She didn't want to have to like the mother stuff, which I get. Like, so I tried to make sure dinner was served. She had what she wanted. She got what she wanted to eat. The girl was taken care of.
You cooked? You cooked?
Sure. Yeah.
Kenny chefing it up.
I couldn't cook what she wanted. You know.
Okay.
She wanted pad thai.
Oh.
So I went and got her favorite pad thai because I don't make pad thai. I wasn't even gonna try. That would have been a disaster and a waste of money. So, so she just wanted like, she wasn't feeling the greatest. So I was like, I can at least honor that, like, and when she's feeling better and probably when we get some time, we could do some things, like, so I just let her, she just went to bed, took a nap, all that stuff. Like,
I was gonna say something, but this is a family-friendly show.
Is it really though? Is it?
We've talked about where my 250 at, so I'm not sure.
Well, I guess that means
no.
We're not putting that on Kenny.
No. I mean, I ain't gonna
not doing that.
There wasn't. But you know what? Like, I don't expect those things. You know how some people go on the holidays like, I need that. Like, I don't know if we just been together too long. If we don't plan holidays for stuff like that. If it happens, cool. If not, I get it another day. I'm gonna be all right.
How long y'all been married again?
This will be 12. This will be 13 years.
Look at that.
Yeah,
that's black love. Look at that.
So she wanted some peace. She wanted to lock the door and not be bothered.
Nice.
And I was like, I can do that. I can. So me and the girls had to huddle up. Hey, look, mommy's chilling. Leave mommy alone. If you need something, holler at me. And of course, it was like, yeah, one thing,
right?
I tried. One thing I will say, look, I'm not even going to front. Like, moms do a lot. And as a dad, and for some, I try. Like, there's just some things I can't do. I can't. Like, I don't have the organizational skills she does. I don't have the certain level of patience she does. I don't. Like, so I'd be like,
some next level shit.
I don't know how. So, like, really, I know we a day late, but actually 2 days by the time you hear this. But shout out to the moms.
Absolutely. Shouts to the moms.
That includes fur parents too.
It does. Fur moms. Okay.
Because my Saturday, I was woken up out of my sleep by a sound that sounded like a plunger, but it was my dog trying to throw up everywhere, and his face was swollen, and his ears were itching. I had to go get Benadryl at the ass crack of dawn. But for Mother's Day, he slept all day because that Benadryl knocked him on his ass all day.
My man had a doggy allergic reaction.
Yeah, I don't know what.
He's staying something. No,
you gotta stop sniffing around, bro.
He had me stressed. Too stressed. His whole face was swollen.
My man got chill. He like,
I'm telling you, he wake up and choose violence every day. But yesterday he didn't because that Benadryl had him on his ass.
Yeah, he was on that lead.
He only had a half a children's Benadryl.
That's all it takes.
Children's Benadryl too.
That's
all it takes.
All day.
My boy was knocked out.
He was. I was so worried. So dog moms get shout outs too, because I'm telling you, don't nobody want to wake up in the middle of the night to listen to a dog throwing up somewhere.
That sounds crazy to me. Like, yeah,
that's real talk.
It is. David, how was your Mother's Day?
Mother's Day was pretty chill. So me and my sisters, we plant. First of all, there were flowers involved. Of course, My sisters, they held it down from where they were. I held it down from where I was. So we had flowers come, and then after that, it was pretty. The day was chill. Like it was very low key.
Okay. I think honestly, I think that's a
chill yesterday.
Well, because like
that Mother's Day was chill. Hattie worked on Mother's Day.
I ain't even mad. Because you know what, like
work every day.
Going out for Mother's Day is typically a hassle.
Oh, absolutely.
You ever try to book a restaurant, you try to get a reservation. Oh my goodness. So I was happy when she was like, I don't want to do much. I don't want to chill. I was like, good. And then I saw my mother today. Mm-hmm. Took care of her because she crazy too. Shout out to mom. Love you, mom. But you know, you crazy. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, also another thing I usually do on Mother's Day is I call all the moms that pretty much took care of me my whole life.
A lot of moms to call.
Yeah, I did.
I'll put them all in the group chat.
I can't.
Love y'all. Sitting.
Happy Mother's Day. It's too many of y'all to text.
Yeah.
I gotta at least. You gotta at least make the attempts. Like even if they don't answer the phone, that's when you gotta leave the voicemail. Like, hey, wanted to call.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day. Love you. Thank you for everything you do. I hope you're doing well. Have a great day.
Yeah.
And my hearts go out to the ones who lost their moms.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mother's Day is always hard.
Right.
Or wives.
Right.
Yeah. Holidays sometimes. That's why like it's a hard time for some people. Like, you know, that's what. Yeah. I saw some of that too. Yeah. Even on social media, like I was saying, I was reading one thing when it was like, we don't think about. Sometimes it's hard to be on social media, especially like people experience loss during the holidays and stuff like that. You know, everybody has a tendency to, like Mother's Day, everybody posted pictures of their mom, having Mother's Day posts, everything looks all hunky-dory and love and everything. And it was like, dang, that's hard for some people who experience loss at this time, you know?
Yeah.
So like we didn't think about it. It made me think like, dang, people, you know, you have to like literally like not be on social media for the next, and then they said, what was it, like 72 hours or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Even when suffering from infertility too.
Right.
It's hard for them as well. They want to be a mom or they lost their babies.
Right. Yeah. Or I think about someone like my mom, like we lost my grandma this year. So I think about her and I think about like, that's not easy. Like I don't think I could live without my mom, and my mom lost her mom.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine how that feels.
Yeah.
So if your mom isn't around anymore, my heart goes out to you. Our hearts go out to you. Hopefully you're not feeling too, or you feel you've had comfort.
Yeah. So all right. So shout out to the moms. So
the ones that are here and the ones that aren't.
Yeah. So to keep it moving, I know we gotta like get into some shenanigans here today.
A little bit.
So there's a little bit of shenanigans going on right now. There's a little bit.
We got a shenanigan.
So we got to get into this because this is crazy. And this is the reason why we have, as a community, have a hard time with leadership and things like that. So
trusting people's.
Yeah.
And organizations and all that.
Yeah. So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I think we brought this up, but co-founder, Black Lives Matter co-founder. Her name is Patrisse. Is it Cullors? Cullors?
I don't trust nobody. I'm telling you, I don't trust nobody who spell their name like that.
So it's Patrisse. That's Patrisse.
Like, why?
I like Patrisse O'Neal.
Oh, okay. So she a while back we talked about how Black Lives Matter apparently had purchased like several multi-million-dollar mansions, homes. Mm-hmm. And apparently there was some suspicion that they used the Black Lives Matter funds, the donations and stuff people gave to them during these times to purchase these homes. And we're not talking about cheap homes. If you don't remember,
like $6 million.
One was $6 million. I think it was two in like LA, one in Atlanta. Several multi-million-dollar homes. Yep. So I don't know. This came out today. I think the 9th. If you guys are checking this, where first she said no, there was denial. It's not what they used it for. It was used for actually like purposes, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Well, today, apparently, that has changed. Her story has changed. So I'm just going to read this. Where is this from? New York Post.
Did you get the one from, I was about to say, did you get the one from New York Post?
Yeah, that's why I just pulled up. BLM co-founder Patrisse Cullors has admitted to throwing 2 parties at the organization's swanky $6 million Los Angeles mansion, despite previously suggesting that she had never used the property for personal gain. 38-year-old told the Associated Press on Monday she's hosted her son's birthday party at a gathering to celebrate President Biden's inauguration at the 6-bedroom property earlier this year.
Wait, of course, the pictures though. They sitting around at the table drinking mimosas.
I know you see this. Yeah, you see this too. Yeah, like clanging it up. I'm talking about like cling. Right, like, right. And I remember they had put out like a little video. This was like a year or two ago, I guess. Like, and it was supposed to be at this property. Like,
you shouldn't have done that.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, people were suspicious first. I mean,
also, that's the holiday you chose to. That's what you chose to celebrate, or you said to celebrate Biden's inauguration.
Well, let's keep it a buck. They threw a party,
right?
They've been shelling like, and then apparently she admitted to throwing her son's birthday party there too. Mm-hmm. So there's a picture of the house too. Goodness, $6 million in LA don't get you far.
It don't. It does not.
So apparently it's a 6-bedroom. Swimming pool, sound stage, and office space. This is back in 2020. This is the house they purchased. This is just the house in LA.
Yeah. California housing prices are not. You don't get your bang for your buck.
So yeah. So here's what she said at the time. The property was purchased by Black Lives Matter to serve as a meeting venue and a campus. She also issued a statement denying suggestion that she lived at the property or taking advantage of it for personal gain. Right. So she's saying she only used it twice. You gonna tell me you ain't live in this house?
I just don't understand what like I was reading the article and I'm just like, well, why? Why did you purchase this? Like what was the point?
Okay, now I'm looking at the layout. The house is one part. This is like a pool house.
Yeah.
It's a nice house.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the back. Oh.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta have bread to even get a house in LA.
Oh.
You gotta have bread.
Okay, so now we get to see the whole house. The interior is slamming.
Right.
This pool little spot out back with the deck. First of all, okay. No, let's just keep it a buck. Stop lying.
Yeah.
Stop lying. This is not a business meeting space.
No, it's not.
Get your ass an office with a conference room.
Mm-hmm. Or you could have even rented out a space.
And not only that, this is one of several multi-million-dollar properties.
Yep.
So like, this is just the LA one. This is just LA. I think they have one in Atlanta. There's another one too. This is just your LA spot. You clanging it up in the pictures with the champagne glasses and all that. You look like you live in your best life.
Yeah.
So
must be nice.
So at first when I said this, I said the optics look bad. If you are meeting and stuff here, you don't need a $6 million space when you protesting people suffering and dying.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep it what it is.
That they initially purchased it for like important people that come through and meet with them.
You think
to house them?
No. Let's again keep it a buck.
Just like have meetings.
Keep it a buck. No.
We can't.
You don't need a swimming pool and a pool house for people who are you're donating to your grassroots organization.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're not gonna get me with that. No, I know better. Sorry, that don't work here.
Like if you read in the article, there's like so many excuses.
There's a lot of excuses.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of makes you look, it just makes it all look bad.
Right.
Because I feel like it takes away from the seriousness of Black men being killed in the streets.
Right.
Because, everybody shouts Black Lives Matter when someone is killed. But also white people are looking at it like, we told you so.
That's the thing. Yeah. So let's go. Some of these, so again, it was that. And then she said apparently she had been receiving death threats and she, need to be safe, something like that. Higher security. First of all, I'm looking at this is not a place you live if you want to be secure.
Nope.
Like this doesn't scream seclusion and isolation and I need to be secure. First, it looks like a major street right there on the side of it, in the front of it. Like,
right.
Like we talked about it, we were saying before, like Black Lives Matter wasn't started for Black men.
Exactly. So this goes into but now the problem is this could damn near be criminal.
Yeah.
Nonprofit is a charity. This is what you're not supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to use funding. This goes into like campaign funding, nonprofit funding, all these things you're not supposed to be using for personal use.
Would this be considered like embezzlement?
It can. I feel like it can, but also
it wouldn't be.
You should.
It's not so much like embezzlement. It's like misuse of funds, fraud, things like that. You know, because
maybe money laundering. No?
I mean, no, because it's not funneled
really
through something.
White collar crime.
It is. But what it is, like I said, when you go think about like campaign finance fraud, think about like misappropriation of funds and stuff like that. Think especially like a nonprofit or charity. The whole aspect is how you obtain the money is supposed to be used for certain things, you know? And so, and there are people who get around some of these rules and you justify it and stuff like that. But this is extreme, you know? And the thing is, you shouldn't, unless you take a salary for yourself, and that salary still has to be within measure and gauge and stuff like that. And now from your salary, you now do these things. It's on you now. You purchased this. So my question is, whose name is on these deeds and whose name is on the property?
Right.
You know, and then how are they going to be able to tie $6 million donation came in, $16 million purchase here? Like where's the money trail for this? And if the money trail leads back to the funding from the organization, now we have a huge problem. You know, like,
and you know what, I hate to compare it to this, but you know how people were donating to Donald Trump and like how he's getting like sued out of his house right now.
Yes.
Like, and he's probably using that money for like lawyer fees and legal fees and to like hush money.
So I was reading that the Black Lives Matter during the whole thing with George Floyd, they had so many donations, $90 million in donations. I ain't donate a penny.
Which they still, and the big problem is they still haven't reported on that money.
Nope. So she stepped down, and now they have somebody, I cannot say his name, but now apparently they're supposed to get everything together.
He about to be the scapegoat. He about to take the L.
Yep.
Right.
Like I hate to say that, but like, so because that's another thing. You have to report on your earnings as an organization. That's why, you know, I ain't gonna go too deep at people how they start nonprofits and businesses. You have to report on the money you make, on what comes in. And so for years they haven't been reporting. And so again, that looks bad. So
again, they made excuses on why they weren't reporting, because they said basically they're unorganized.
But unorganization is only going to get you so far. Right. There's a endpoint where unorganization starts to become non-compliance and eventually criminal.
Right.
You know. So yeah. So I'm looking. Yeah. What's his name? Yeah.
I can't even say his name.
So is it? No, Diane.
No, it's a dude. Shamalaya. Just go further down in the article, you'll see it.
Okay, because I'm looking at one thing. I'm looking at who purchased the house. So someone named Diane Pascal. 2 weeks after. Okay, see this. The article revealed that the residence was purchased by, I guess, Diane Pascal 2 weeks after Black Lives Matter received a $66.5 million from its fiscal sponsor. Pascal is the financial manager for an LLC operated by Colors and her spouse, Janaya Khan. So, okay, wait. So, the financial manager, who's operating their LLC, is operated by the BLM girls. Yeah, her and her spouse, right? Yeah.
Okay. It's Nadine, not Diane. Or at least that's what I saw.
No, that's another woman.
Oh.
So I say this is getting.
It's a whole squad.
This is good because I know there was three initial leaders, I think, for Black Lives Matter, right? It's 3 girls, right? Mm-hmm. So this is about to get messy, y'all. Yeah. And this goes back to my whole original point that no matter what happens from this, either way, let's say even they do come out and they didn't do anything wrong, they don't face any real issues or criminal charges, which can be negotiated, by the way. Or if they come out and this is all messy and it gets real messy and people get in trouble, who loses?
First of all, we lose because we believed in this so much to the point of where, like, people literally have tattoos of BLM. People
have streets of BLM,
right? In DC, in Chicago, in San Francisco.
But I mean, Black lives still matter.
Absolutely.
But it's the movement has ruined it for us.
But that's gonna.
But I've always had my feelings about the BLM movement forever.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like it was a pick and choose situation on when should we rally and when we should not. Because I'm still saying when the man was killed in Pittsburgh over the damn police dog, nobody rallied with his family at all. There was no Black Lives Matter then. So it's like a pick and choose kind of thing on when Black lives really matter, in my opinion. So I never was a supporter. Like I wasn't donating any money or anything like that.
Yeah, I wasn't either because we did the pod months ago and I read their website and what they was really about.
That's true.
But the problem is,
I remember that
our culture has taken up this BLM mantle. And what hopefully, and I kind of don't want this to happen, but when we have these structures in place, when we have these people in place that's supposed to prop up our community, kind of like be leadership in our community, and now we have stuff like this, it makes us look bad, but it also makes us mistrust people when they come up and try to do good. So the next person who comes up, the next organization who comes up and wants to do something good, and they may be doing it the right way, we've been through so much trauma that we're going to look at them skeptically.
Yeah. Oh, y'all. Yeah, you don't trust a lot of people.
Exactly, because of this, things keep happening. Every time we get a little leader, they come up and do some nasty stuff. They do some messy stuff, some dirty stuff. Now we got organizations that be doing messy stuff. And so it's like, dang, who are we supposed to look to in these situations? You know, at least BLM was a rally point, especially when we had those protests a couple of years ago, early pandemic. It was a positive, even if their overall message wasn't what we thought it was, it ended up being a positive light in a time for us as a people, right?
Yeah.
All that gets tarnished.
Yeah.
And that's what they don't understand. Once this stuff comes up dirty, look at this article. This article is already the tone of this article already has like, all right, now we got y'all. You know? Like this is New York Post. And like you said too, now, so we don't begin to trust. They lose credibility. This looks bad. Like I said, this looks so bad for the average Black person who can't sniff this stuff. And like I said, and if it was obtained in right ways, the optics look bad. Why not report on your earnings? Why purchase these homes for these types of things? When the people who are donating to you, apparently, I don't know, but you're talking about getting $66 million from people.
Jeez.
Maybe
they said 90. They got $90 million.
Well, you know what? Then who was donating?
Oh, you already know it was liberal.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. There's definitely a multiple change.org petitions.
That's what I'm saying. So like when you claim you for the people, you gotta be for the people. You gotta be around the people. Like you can't be a man or a woman of the people and sit on the top of the mountaintop on a big house somewhere. I'm sorry, it don't look right.
And say, y'all can't come in.
Because there's always going to be a disconnect.
If you go back to why they started it, the movement, I mean.
But that's what I'm saying. It goes back to
it. Was it really for us?
It wasn't really for us. That's the problem. But they built their backs on us though. So that goes back to another point.
They made us care.
They profited off of us. They profited off of a movement that probably wasn't in their initial mission. Mm-hmm. But then that goes back to more mistrust.
Okay, but you know what? At the end of the day, I mean, what they did was wrong, but also the people who donated, they should be kicking themselves, because why didn't anybody question where this money is going? Because whenever people somebody asked me to donate, before these articles came out, before you even came out of pocket and dropped big money, nobody asked, where is this money going? Because I would have asked. I never donate without asking that question. Like, even with the collection plate, where's my money going when I put this in this collection plate? Because I'm not about to come out of pocket with big money.
Right.
And
you're not Joel Osteen out this.
Right.
But that's the problem. That goes back to, again, you should ask where your money's going. We should never just be blindly given just because it sounds good or everybody else is doing it. No one knew what their mission was. Right. If you had asked anybody, like I said, it wouldn't be going to the website like, oh, wait, hold up, fam. We did that on the show.
We did.
Right there, like, hold fast. No one's asking these questions. That's part of the problem. Because if anybody had any digging in the first place, we would have saw some of this and been like, I don't know, this is not really what we thought it was. Now we sitting up at $6 million mansions, clinging it up. And now you get caught up in the
I was like, dang, they really clinging it up.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's just unfortunate because, like I said, the other organizations that are really doing good, the other people that are out here really trying, now it's going to be hard for them to raise money.
Right.
To get support and backing because everybody's been burned and scarred by the scammers.
But they should have known that they were going to dig into them because, I mean, come on.
Well, that's why, you know what? Like,
they wanted to take them down.
Oh, from the beginning.
For real. So they should have known. They should have dotted all their, what is it, Dr. C's and cross your eyes. What's that saying?
Dot your I's, cross your T's.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But
cross your T's, dot your I's, yeah.
But that's true.
Dot your I's, cross your T's.
You gotta tie up all your loose ends.
Any black person, any black organization that's coming up that is really making a name on advocacy, you better make sure everything is in order.
Right. Because they gonna look into you.
They going to look. They gonna find anything. You really think they's getting all this money? Protesting, all that stuff. You really think them cats wasn't gonna start looking into you? Come on, fam.
They should have known Big Brother was gonna come because he always watching.
Right. And it's really sad because I believe in Black Lives Matter as a statement.
Yes.
And I think that's what messes me up because especially when people would always ask, like, especially they would ask me for some reason. I don't know why, but like people would ask, so what's up with this whole Black Lives Matter thing? And I'm like, you don't think Black lives should matter? Like,
well, I think
because people say when you shout Black Lives Matter, you're still supporting the organization because you're shouting.
Right.
But I mean, like you're saying, like my life matters.
Yeah.
I think
my life shouldn't matter.
I think a lot of people didn't even know it was an organization behind it at first. I think they thought it was just a name and a rally cry, and it wasn't until later. Yeah.
Well, when did they first come around?
I mean, they've been around since like Ferguson and
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard about when they first came on the scene was with Ferguson. That was the first time I heard of them.
Yeah, so I don't think.
So I'm one of the people who thought they started this movement because of everything that was going on. But then when we were talking about it, I had no idea that was why they started it.
Right, and a lot of people from that went during that first Ferguson time aren't around anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
A lot of people that were at those protests, that were out there in the streets, they aren't around anymore.
Wow, that was just 2 years ago.
They should have supported Trayvon's mom because she was out there trying to run for office in Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
But because again, we know the truth now. We know what they really about now.
Mm-hmm. Let me get this come up so that I don't have to struggle.
Yeah, but also it looks like their primary mission wasn't
the people.
Yeah, they're killing a black man either.
It was just gonna come out with all white collar crime words, racketeering.
Rico.
Rico. Not the white collar crimes.
I mean, it's gonna be called black collar crime.
Because see, that's the thing. They can get it. There's a lot of organizations that actually do get away with this. The white ones get away with this.
I was about to
say,
absolutely. I've been seeing a lot of black people lately going to jail for some serious white collar crimes like embezzlement.
That's because they won't let us do that stuff. Look,
right, but it's okay for them. It's okay for them.
That's why it's called white collar.
Once we come around, it's like, oh hey, I can get away with this.
We can't get away with tax fraud.
Yo, we can't. We are really coming up with crimes.
Like, man, we can barely get away with jaywalking.
We were going to jail for drugs. Now we going to jail for money laundering.
PPP scam. We can't get away with it. Like, they've been doing this forever. They've been moving and running around and doing all types. They've been doing this stuff forever, yo.
That's what I'm talking about. Like
campaign finance. That's what politicians what they do. Right. Campaign finance, bro. We hear that just about every election term. Mm-hmm. One politician getting in trouble because how they use their bread.
Right.
Nothing happen to them. Like,
I wasn't supposed to take these people out to eat with these campaign funds.
I wasn't supposed to buy that house. Oh man.
Yeah, see, that was what Black Lives Matter was trying to do. It was taking in these donations and thought, oh, we can wine and dine some big wigs. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do with this money, sis.
They said this in 2020. They was already looking her up. So apparently
so they were building a case.
Black Lives Matter reported no income in 2020. She was listed as the only employee, and she was an unpaid employee in 2020. That was on their 990 on their IRS form. Tax file. Yep.
You feel like they was like, yo,
I
feel like they just took advantage of a situation. They knew, like, yo, if we state this as our movement, we can come up with a lot of money. And they was like, whoop. And now look, mansions for everybody. Now they're trying to be like Oprah.
Right.
That picture just made me so mad. It was really sitting there sipping mimosas, clinking and kicking.
Right. Kenny, are there any organizations besides churches that don't have to pay taxes?
Non-profit organizations, technically. So churches are kind of like a subsidiary of like a non-profit organization. Churches, schools, and then like the charitable organizations. So like youth serving organizations, anything like what they call a 501c3 it's considered a nonprofit organization. Mm-hmm. You don't own that organization. That's why you have a board of trustees or board members. Technically, you do not own your nonprofit organization. That's another thing people get mistaken. But that's also because it's public. It's supposed to be a public charity. So
you're gonna have to educate me.
And what kind of? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I have a question. Right, I'm dumb. With churches, and they have the deacons and the pastors, they're on a salary.
It should be, yes.
Yep.
And they don't have to find
the church. The church pays them.
The church meaning us.
But that's so. If you think about it that way, yeah, and that's why
collection plate, yeah.
And that's why you're supposed to report on
that. In no collection plate. Get out my face.
Well, I mean, just like with any other nonprofit too, any other like public institution, like that's where the funds come from. So everything. So like, I've served on boards of churches and stuff like that. I've seen this too. So like, that's how you make the money. Now the whole thing is, salaries are supposed to be allocated. You have a set salary. You know how much. If you think about the pastor of a church is like a CEO of an organization. That's what it's supposed to be like. They're the head, but you still have board members in front above them that checks and balances what they do. Right. But the CEO has a set salary. The staff has a set salary. You know, So when you make donations at any given point, like your tithe at a church, for example, that's considered like a charitable donation. That's also why when you tithe at a church, at the end of the year, you get a statement that you can file on your taxes to say how much you gave. It's public record, all that is public record. So when you're tithing, especially like a church, the money should already be allocated.
Right.
You know how much is going for. I mean, church is a business. Let's be real. You still have building upkeep. You got mortgage. You got rent. Whatever the funds are, you got to pay bills in that church.
Outside, like Jesus did back in the day.
But then the nonprofit's the same way. It's not like, let's say for example, nonprofit. I used to run a nonprofit, so I know. But like salary, taking staff, add staff. We had the building. We had to pay for that. Like
I always thought that, honestly, people probably gonna come from me. I always thought that churches and all of this stuff was volunteer work. Like I volunteer.
Some of it,
I do too.
I thought this was volunteer work. I mean, you are literally making
working
money
for the Lord.
Some of it is, some of it isn't. Like honestly, big churches, no. A lot of them they're getting paid for, but I mean,
like the mega churches.
I will say there's good and bad in that. Good in that for the pastors who do that on an international level, that's their full-time job, and they can justify it, and they actually spend time at the church and they doing stuff. There's something going on every day. They got stuff going on. Yes, okay, you should be. I mean, that's your job pretty much. There are some people where it's not their job, and they can get by. On Sunday they volunteer and stuff like that. So there's certain ways depending on the structure. Like
right.
And then there's some who it looks bad, the mega churches, but they got pastors got private jets and stuff like that.
Yep.
And a lot of times
that's because the money that be going in collection plate be like 1,000, 3,000. You really need this money? I'm telling you,
more than that.
When
definitely more than that.
Like, so why are you donating $3,000?
Well, because, and I don't want to get too churchy on this, but there's this whole thing called the prosperity message. If you probably heard, if you go to church, where it's like there's a whole message that apparently comes from the Bible where it says you're supposed to give 10% of your income. Yeah. And so people give 10% of their income. So imagine,
as a financial planner would say, if you broke, you can't be giving the church 10% of your income because you ain't got no money.
Right. 10% of nothing is nothing.
And that's the ongoing debate for a lot of this stuff, honestly. But there are some pastors who they preach that, and they that's a primary focus for them because it's an avenue of income. And there are some preachers who they prey on that.
Yeah.
And they get people to buy into that, and that's how they make money. Now, I will say there are a large majority of pastors who have multiple streams of income. And that's where some people get it, and it does look bad. Like I've seen some pastors who, they preach, but they also have book deals. They've gotten into real estate. They got other stuff going on outside the church where they taking their money and stuff like that and flipped it different ways. Like a guy like TD Jakes, for example, where he got TV deals, he got book deals, he got, but he's all over the place. But I mean, they give a lot of money to his church too, but like he also has other ways to get money now. Guys get on TV now and stuff like that. So, but it's a money-making venture. Unfortunately, people make money off of it. And like I said, then these charitable organizations, I've seen it firsthand. It's political sometimes.
Yeah, I always had a saying for it, but I ain't gonna say it because people probably gonna come for me on here, and I don't want to. I'm trying to help us get people. I know,
right?
So
it's touchy, but I keep it real. It's touchy for a lot of people.
I'm sure.
But for when it comes to like the designation as a charitable organization, there's a lot of details and there's a lot of little maneuvering that you can do.
I was about to say, I'm sure a lot of loopholes in there.
Yeah, there are with some of this stuff, And again, for some people, they play the game.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you, and that's because I already know the Catholic Church, but I honestly thought everybody who did this, I thought it was volunteer. It's call me stupid, but I did. I honestly thought people just volunteered to preach the Lord's word because, I mean, they make you feel like crap about it if you don't go.
Right.
Well, and that's why
And also, not only that, they make you feel like crap if you don't tithe.
Well, think about it.
We don't tithe.
But that's what I'm saying. So think about it. I would really say, like, if you go into a place and that's what they really kicking that hard,
right?
You might want to look around like, wait, like I said, it's a whole thing. It's called the prosperity message. Like a lot of people talk about.
I'm glad you said it, because if I ask people, like, y'all are donating so much money into that plate, where is your money going? Do you know? Then nobody could give me like a straight answer. They'll be like, oh, it goes to the pastor is doing things. They're going on trips for the church, and it goes to this. Like, they could never give me a real answer. Like you said, like the pastor got to get paid. They work for the church. They got to get money,
and you gotta upkeep the building.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like some of these buildings, we're talking about multi-million-dollar facilities too.
Absolutely.
Think about. You ever seen a $60,000 light bill? People don't talk about stuff like that. Them light bills cost bread. Hey, this parking lot gotta be repaved. Mm-hmm. You're talking 60 stacks to get a repaved parking lot. Them lights up there, they got The sound system costs bread, David. You know that soundboard. That soundboard 10 stacks. So yes, there are actual, but also too places like that. That's why they're supposed to give a report at the end of the year, telling you how they spent the bread. That is supposed to be public record too. That's why some church, the ones who do it, and that's why the board is supposed to be a part of that, the congregation. That's why they have annual meetings, and they'll present that.
Right.
They should.
Right.
They should. So that way people know. There's a lot of churches give away to missions.
Right.
They give money to missionaries in other parts of the world. Like I know the church, like that was a big thing for them. So they were literally supporting, hey, you over there in Indonesia, you over there in India. Like that was part of the giving. That was allocated in the budget to give to other places. But if people don't talk about that stuff, they don't know. And because, this
is very fitting because, look, I don't trust. Talk about Black people don't trust. I don't trust giving.
Right.
But that's
don't come from me.
No, there are a lot of people that don't.
There's a lot of people that feel that way because we have situations where people get burned. And also, like I said, the optics, a lot of stuff too, where you have this one person that sits at the top who looks mad rich and is living a luxurious lifestyle that looks bad sometimes.
It really be, and get a new car, a brand new car.
My man,
hey, what's up, Robert? I like that new Porsche.
So I'm not gonna lie, like I because that's one of the things. The organization I used to work with, we would fund other organizations in the community, right, to do youth work. And a lot of places we partnered with for churches because they were already in the community. They already had programs in place. So I used to travel to some of these places and I would pull up at a church like, fam, where am I? One place, pastor pulled up in the fresh the new Benz, the G-Wagon. My man hopped out some Prada slides, some Prada sandals, silk suit, Armani sunglasses. I'm like, fam, who is you? Literally hopped out the all black tinted up, rimmed up wagon. He was the pastor of the church.
The people.
We went to one place. We met them up. We met them at the tarmac, and 4 of them came in their private jets.
Yeah.
Listen.
And it's like, and so you sit there and thinking, it's like, even if you are, and let's say you did obtain your funds right, and you made your bread, and you did everything correctly. There's a disconnect between that and your congregation. When a lot of people come broken and damn near homeless, that's hard for people on the outside looking in.
Right.
It looks bad. It looks like you got all this and they have nothing.
Right.
You know, so
this is literally looking behind the curtain to see what's going on.
So it's like there has to be some level of like humility, groundedness too. If you're working with people and your whole job is to like service people, you can't look like the dude on the mountain, the man or the woman on the mountaintop. It
talking down
bad.
To the people.
It looks like a disconnect, you know? Like, so that's what I'm saying. So like people they don't get that yet.
Right.
They don't get that. When your congregation is looking up at you, and then these people worship you. They treat you like God. because you propped up. There's some churches that are even built like that, where the stage and the congregation is higher than everyone else.
Yeah.
And so the central focus is not God, it's that person. That's when this stuff starts to look bad. So I know we just went on this whole tangent on church, but I think it ties into this, whereas like I say, even Black Lives Matter, like $6 million mansion.
Yeah, and I wanted to say Black Lives Matter is a 501c3 organization.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit charity. Yeah. Which again, supposed to be public, you're supposed to be reporting your funding. That's why they got California. This is 2020. That's what they filed. They filed, it's called a 990 form. If you've ever seen it before, that's the form, that's the actual name of the form you file to report your earnings.
Say it one more time, sorry.
It's called a 990. It's the number 990.
Okay.
So just like most people, when you file your taxes, there's a number like, 1040, stuff like that. Right. So a 990 is the one that the organizations file to report their earnings. In 2020, this is they said they listed her, Colors, whatever her name is, as an uncompensated executive director, meaning she was not getting any money. She was their only employee at the time. They also reported that there's no revenue, no assets, no contributions or expenses, meaning that form in 2020, they filed that they got nothing. They made no money.
And they did.
I'm sure they made bread.
So that's 2020. That's what they listed. They said they made nothing. That is public record in California.
You know what's crazy? That's just like you're profiting off people dying. You're profiting off people are getting murdered, literally. And we go out and protest. We donate to the organization so that they can, like, under the pretense that like they're helping the people either get out of jail or you're paying for funeral expenses. And none of that is happening.
But they never said that that's what they were going to do.
Yeah. But
there was nothing ever posted saying that. But again, we can't even see what they have posted on their website as far as donations, because they did change it when all of this started. So
they changed it.
I don't know.
They changed it and haven't reported on it. Yeah. But my thing is too, when this stuff started happening, so when we started protesting, we started rallying, none of them came out and said, no, that's not what we about. They let it ride.
Right.
So if you weren't about this, you didn't tell anybody, no, that's not really what we doing. We're about this over here. No, they ain't say that. They took that money too.
They took that money.
So when you taking money and you don't say nothing, we believe you about this.
Right.
But when nothing was happening in return from all these donations, why weren't people asking the right questions?
Because it
took a while, I guess.
Well, no, because the average person doesn't know what to ask.
Right.
It takes the digging. Yeah. Think about, like you said, go to church. People at church don't know where the money going. When you, most people don't know. Most people don't know when you give. You really don't know where your money is going, unless you in the loop or you know how the structures work.
Yeah, unless you're working with the people, you don't know where the money. Like, you don't know that like money is going to donate for like a food pantry. Or
you don't.
Money's going to help this ministry over here so that they can go help homeless people.
I just feel like it's your money, so you can ask because it's your money.
You can't ask. You should ask. Most people who do stuff like this, they're banking on the fact that you're not going to ask, that you don't know any better. So they're really preying on your ignorance in some of this part. That's why I say they ain't come out and dispute anything. They ain't come out and say, no, we don't do this. They let it ride. They kept that, let this money roll.
Right.
I really would like to know what they have posted on their site to get people to donate. Like, I want to know, like, were you promising stuff for people to just make all these donations?
No, it was an advocacy group.
You just posted, but like they never came out and said, "Oh, donate to our cause because we will put this money towards X, Y, Z and 1, 2, 3." I just feel like people just assume that's what they were going to do with the money, even though if you read what they started this organization for, you would be like, "Oh, they ain't got nothing to do with what's going on right now."
Yeah. But that's what happens a lot of times. Or we can say something. Let's say like like GoFundMe's and stuff like that.
GoFundMe, another one where a lot of people be scamming.
We could talk about that too.
We can say it's going towards funeral expenses, but there's no accountability. There's no track once you get that money where it's actually spent.
Now there is.
Not now.
People are being scammed,
now,
but
but
now there is.
Because for a while they were getting over on people.
I could say I could have said anything, and it sounded good, and it got popular. People would give. People want to give by nature, and that's the problem. And people have big hearts sometimes, but sometimes some people
poverty porn. That's what they call it. Poverty porn.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know we got to roll. Can we get 5 minutes? 5 more minutes? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Indy? Okay. So
why you gotta put me on blast?
Well, I know we gotta roll. My bad. I know we gotta go, and I know I was trying to be mindful of time.
Oh, but it's all good. We was having a good conversation.
We are. Yeah. But I know there's a couple
Bobs and Karens.
There's the ultimate Bob and Karen that just happened too. I don't know if y'all heard the sheriff, the one who broke out the inmate and they was on the run for the last 10 days.
Oh my God. So I saw that today, even though they got caught. But yes, I saw that. Lovers.
Wait, hold on. Did they get caught or did she get caught?
So
no, they both got caught.
So they got caught. Apparently she just died. Because apparently as they were catching her, she tried to shoot herself. She tried to kill herself. So she died from self-inflicting gunshot wounds.
The last thing I saw was they was treating her wound. I didn't know she died.
Apparently she had passed away. And I think this happened like the last hour or so because we were talking about doing the last show.
I saw the article when I was reading the Black Lives Matter article. My eye just saw that these two he broke out of jail. So I had to go look into it. And it was like they was on the run for like 10 days.
Yeah. I remember when this happened, I lost a bet too. Dang. I bet my wife, I thought they was gonna last longer than that. Dang. I thought they was gonna try to get out the country.
You already know they ain't gonna let them go. Come on now.
Hey, happy Mother's Day.
Right.
I'm sorry, but
we were just talking about this yesterday too.
I'm sorry.
They're not gonna let them get out the country.
No, they was going to.
I remember when the dude did in Pennsylvania, he killed a police officer. And people really thought he was going to dip off. They beat the hell out of him.
But the crazy part is she really risked it all for this guy.
She did.
She risked it. She took out her money. She sold her house undervalued. Like she literally pulled everything out. And got. They tried to plan this out, but my thing is they didn't plan this out well enough because where'd they go?
I saw an episode. Okay, I just saw an episode of 911 that was like that. Like Shorty risked it all for the guy, and he ended up killing her. Spoiler.
Yeah.
That's sad.
All right. Somebody snitched on him too. They got a tip from a hotel.
Oh,
that's how they found it. Somebody snitched. Somebody getting that reward money. Hold
on. That's what I'm talking about. These chicks really be risking it all for some cuckoo bears. Like, did she really think if she didn't shoot herself and they didn't make it out of the country, he's a serial killer. Right. Like he has killed mad people. Next. Yeah. You really think that he's gonna let you live?
And that's what I was saying. What do you think is gonna happen when the money dried up? Because it wasn't that much money. It really wasn't. Like that was gonna dry up real quick. Or when the wall started closing in and he started getting stressed and panicked, what do you think he was gonna do to you?
I think he would have got her. I think he would have used her till he got out of the country. Yeah. And he would fucking killed her and then dipped off.
Yeah, or she would have been either way. She would have either been the scapegoat, the bait, or whatever, or a dead weight at some point. Like, yeah.
But this is a common story where COs fall in love with prisoners. I see it on TikTok. They be thinking that shit cute. No.
Well, you spend so much time around the person, you get to talking to him. Oh, he's not a person. That's not what he seems. He's different, and Big Six.
But women have this weird fascination with bad guys.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we have to talk about this just real quick. First of all, let me say, I don't know if you wanted to go here, but I'm gonna go here. Kevin Samuels passed this week, and I want to say,
no. We got a couple minutes. We have
Okay. So Kevin Samuels passed this week. Rest in peace to him. And I want to put out like I can't even say Bob and Karen. I can't even I want to just say that people started shitting on this man.
This is
as soon as he died.
Because you think about it. I would never wish that I would never talk ill when somebody passed away, but he did say a lot of nasty things about Black women. So it's like, can you blame them for feeling the way that they feel? I mean, have you ever disliked the person where they die and you be like, fuck them?
Yeah, I think this I know this goes into such a deeper issue. I think
we're gonna have to do a part 2 on that.
We might have to, and I don't want to go too deep, but like, I mean, one, a human being passed away, right?
Right.
We don't have to like one thing. It's one thing to be like, okay, when people are on social media, like, aha, that's what you get, so stuff like that. That's okay. We don't have to do that, you know.
Right.
I mean, you can't really. I just feel like when it comes to that, it's like you can't really tell people how to feel when somebody died. I mean, there's. Yeah. I would never. I would never say it, but I would never be on social media like, fuck that dude, because again, he got family. But that's, it's like if sometimes you just can't tell people how to feel.
That's what I'm saying. Right. We're not telling people how to feel, but there's also you can feel and taste as well too. Right. There's such thing as being distasteful about it. Yeah.
Not only that, like his mom found out on social media.
Yeah.
Well, it's like this. Remember the Columbine kids? Yeah. And remember when they committed suicide, right?
Yeah.
So people were pissed off because one of the kids' mom was hurt because she lost a child. People were like, you can't mourn. It's kind of like that. It's like if a serial killer kills your family member and then he kills himself, I'm not even going to hold you. Like, I've been in this situation, but the situation was worse than Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I had a friend who got killed by her husband. And he killed himself. And honestly, we was like, fuck him. I hope he burned in hell and die, whatever. I hope he just repeats it, dies again. So it's like, if you hurt, like maybe people were hurt by his words. It's like, you can't really.
No. And I think that's right. But I also think that brings up another point too. We have to be careful with all these internet celebrities and personalities and stuff that we're really putting our trust into.
Right.
Someone who murders someone else, I understand that. I was just saying this on the last show. I look at these people like Kevin Samuels. I look at these people as like actors now. Mm-hmm. That's how I take their word. That's how I take them. Right. He was a personality.
Yeah.
These people find a way. They're making money on social media. This is their bag. This is their occupation at this point. He was a shock jock.
Shock jock.
I'm gonna say stuff to get a rise out of people. Mm-hmm. So we just have to be, and also too, like, we got to be careful. And the people we hang on every word, are they qualified to do this? As far as I know, like, and I hate to say that, I said this before, is he qualified to speak on these things? Yeah. Or is it just another person giving an opinion? Right. So just like, and I say this about myself, like, well, I'm on here doing the same thing, not so much in relationships, but we talk about these things.
Right.
Make sure you know who I am before you listen to me.
Right.
And even if you listen to me or us,
take it with a grain of salt.
But you also have to take it in how you deserve. If you don't agree with it, cool. If you agree with it, cool. Like, but we have to figure that out for ourselves, each person. So as we get on social media and we're starting to see back in the day, these people had to be qualified to get in front of a camera or a microphone. Nowadays, you don't have to be qualified to get in front of these things now too. So now you have a lot of people who are they're doing it because they see it's an avenue to try to get some bread or attention. We got to be careful about this now,
Yeah.
I will say this, that making me mad is the people who was talking shit. When people start speaking out like, oh, you people are wrong for saying nasty things. Now they're like, oh, he was a prophet. He was it. No. Keep that same energy. You were saying fuck him.
Yeah, that's
don't switch up. Don't do the switch up.
There's that too. Yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry to bring that up, but like I just kind of felt away about it.
I was wondering if we was going to talk about Kevin Samuels.
I think there's going to be another show about it or like, something of that.
Me personally, I mean, I don't want anybody to die. I didn't like him, but I mean, he didn't deserve to die. But it's crazy how he died, though.
But and that's another thing, like I'm saying, like that's what I'm saying. We don't know people, and people keep talking about relationships and stuff. And he was with homegirl.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I just think, it's a cultural thing, and that's why I think it's a conversation that's for this show because it is a Black culture thing. It's like you gotta be careful who you listening to out here in these streets.
mm-hmm.
And he was such a polarizing figure. But you gotta make sure check their resumes. Check resumes out here. Yeah.
We need a part 2 to this. We definitely need a part 2.
We might have to continue this on. So, but let's wrap this one up. I don't know about any. I mean, I know there's a lot of Bobs and Karens, but we don't have to spend too much time on those.
There's a lot of those, but
yeah, we always gonna find those.
You know what? I mean, it always boils down to one thing: mind your damn business.
Yeah.
Or don't listen to a man who's not a doctor or a therapist.
That's my thing. Or even an active participant in a healthy relationship.
Why is anybody listening to him? I just feel like people, see.
I said this. I just said this probably. I said this about an hour ago. Because people want attention and people want to be seen, and that feeling to be seen overtakes a lot of this too. But also too, I said this, and I'll say this real quick. He came along almost at the perfect time in the social media age where women are used to having these conversations. We got talk shows, women on TV, they talk about these things. Men don't typically talk about relationships. Mm-hmm. And so he was like a real early one to come up and start talking about relationships, apparently supposed to be from a man's perspective and all this stuff. And so because men aren't used to these spaces and having these conversations, they gravitated towards it. Mm-hmm. Men who knew better, he was like, nah, fam, they ain't the move. But a lot of cats who never really participated, never really been in this space, and never really felt like they had a voice, they were trying to eat this stuff up.
He was like the president of the Maniverse. That's what they call it, the Maniverse.
The Maniverse. The broken Maniverse. Like, but think about it. So it was almost like perfect timing, like perfect storm, you know? And now if you go on any social media, now you're starting to see these dudes popping up. There's a lot of men now starting to talk about this stuff where we didn't have that before. I got mixed feelings on it. Yeah, I do.
Especially with some of these podcasts.
Well,
there's one particular.
Yeah, I'm talking about that one. That one.
But
you need a dirt nap.
I ain't going that far. I think
we're really hitting into dangerous territory.
Absolutely.
Like people are really searching for answers out here too. And if this is this knowledge and power in the wrong hands. Mm-hmm. If you out there saying stuff and you really don't know what you're saying, or you really don't know how it's affecting people, like I said, you just out here shock jock. You just saying stuff to get clicks, to get attention, to get a rise out of people. And you think that shit is cool. That shit ain't cool because you're really playing with people's lives out here. Like there's I call it the Civil War. There's a whole civil war going on between Black men and Black women right now.
Absolutely.
Both sides are hurt. Both sides are searching for answers. And you got people praying and playing with that. Mm-hmm. Nah, man, we got to do better than this. Like as a people, we have to be able to point this out and be like, that's bullshit. That's not right.
And but everybody has the cheat sheet. Nobody has the cheat sheet.
But that's the thing. There is no cheat sheet to a relationship. There's no cheat code to marriage. There's no cheat code to relationships. You have to do what works for you. Now, the one thing is you may be able to give some help and some advice on some topics, but to go out here and make general blanket statements, men are trash, women are trash, all men cheat, all women cheat, all women do this. We can't do that.
These men are for the streets.
But I'm saying, but like, we talk about this in private. We have fun with this, right? But when you make that your platform, that's scary. People listen to that. And we know the power of words. People take that and snowball. We say it all the time. We talk shit all the time behind closed doors. We have our private conversations. We laugh. But there's a difference between.
I know men hate when I say women should think that they don't need a man. But they don't ever listen to my reason why. I always say it because I feel like when women think they need a man, they settle. for whatever. When you get in the mentality to say, I don't need a man, but I like to have one, it's nice to have company, nice for a support system, then you don't settle for just anything because you can be single and be happy.
But I think I would say that about both. I don't think
exactly. Men should feel that way too.
I think I always say two wholes come together and make one. You should already be you. You should be able to function by yourself.
Right.
Exactly.
You take that, you bring that, both of y'all come together and y'all merge your worlds together.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Two happy people come together and create greatness.
Yeah, that's why I never believe the two halves make a whole thing. You come in as a half.
It's got to be two wholes.
Yeah, that's why you really is. You know what? Okay. We might finish this next week because we will be here another hour.
I won't be here next week, but yeah.
Oh, did we talk about we might have to do this?
Oh yeah, we said Sunday.
Yes, I think we'll record.
Oh, okay.
Maybe let's see.
I didn't know about this.
We were just talking about it, so I was going to see if we maybe could record on Sunday.
Okay.
Or
we were going to talk to some people.
Maybe next week. Yeah, we got some people coming up.
Oh, okay.
We got a couple.
Got some people coming through.
Some Black authors coming through. I ain't gonna say who it is right now.
Okay.
We working on that to make that happen. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If it's not next week, then maybe we can do it on.
I'll be in
California. We'll be in California. That 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks.
No, I'll be in California this next week.
Maybe the 22nd. That's Sunday. Maybe we could do. We'll figure it out, y'all. But either way, I'm gonna wrap this up. We're gonna be here. Yep. Regardless, we'll figure it out. And y'all know we're sponsored by the Black Squirrel Media Network.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you like your opinions without shock value in this real topics, if you want to know Black Squirrel, you want to know where your money is going, if you ever give money to us, on the Black Squirrel, you know we're gonna tell you where your money's going.
Right. It's going to meninstature.org.
Yeah.
Cheeks clapping candles.
And them cheeks clapping candles, the money for that is actually paying for youth programs. Black Men Read is paying to get our yoga instructor some bread so we can do Black Men Yoga. It's paying for more candles to get made. That's what it's paying for.
More merch.
I can honestly tell you right now, I have not made a dime on that part. And I say that because it's going out.
Right.
And even and we're not a nonprofit. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not a nonprofit either, and I haven't made a dime.
Yeah. So
my stuff goes to supplies.
Yep. So I can tell you, I can show you our expense sheet. That's right. Is in a negative. So we good. But that's a good thing, I think, so that everybody's benefiting.
Absolutely.
So, till next week, y'all. We'll be here. Just keep, thinking about things. Hopefully we provoke thought. Hopefully we inspire education on some of this stuff. What's going on here. And so we out. See y'all next week. Peace.